Here are a few things that I do to make decaf taste a lot better. Hey y'all, today we are going to talk about decaf, specifically ethyl acetate, which is also known as sugarcane processed decaf. You may have heard of sugarcane decaffeination, but if you don't know the steps that are taken in the procedure, stay tuned. I'm going to detail it right now. You take the green beans after they're done being processed and you steam them. Basically, you're putting them in a steam room and it opens up the pores, much like us at the sauna, correct? You then take the green beans after they're done being steamed and their porosity has opened up, and you put them in a series of solvent baths. And these baths contain a solvent made from distilling sugarcane, sometimes fruits, and sometimes vegetables. These are sugars that are made into a solvent, and this solvent naturally attaches and removes the caffeine particles from the coffee bean itself. There's something with the chlorogenic salts that are contained within the cellular walls of coffee that then help to remove the caffeine molecules from the coffee beans. Each solvent bath may take around 6 to 8 to 10 hours. After the baths, the coffee beans are dried to 10 to 12% moisture level, as is usual, and that's it. And then you dry them, and then you send them away to roasters like you to make it beautiful. It's actually very cute. Some decaf coffees are actually coated with a very safe, edible layer of wax to help seal those natural good flavors so that they don't get lost in translation when they're being shipped to roasters like you, beautiful people. And today we have coffee from Bassline, my new friends who roast in California. They were so nice to send me a little sampler pack of their coffee, which I've been really enjoying. I just had their Gadeb this morning for my first sip, and they sent me this ethyl acetate processed decaf from Colombia. So this is a coffee from Colombia. The farm is Las Montanas. It's a pretty high elevation. This is 1,900 to 2,200 meters above sea level. That's a pretty high elevation. So this coffee is probably gonna taste clean as heck. All right, I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? You wanna know something? After 7 years in the industry, I still have to use a calculator every time I make a pour over because I just never make that decision until I have arrived at the decision that needs to be made. I'm gonna do an 18 in, 300 grams out. So if you've ever dialed in decaf on espresso or as a pour over, brewing it as a batch brew, you've probably encountered a few things. A, it might taste kind of like pretzels. You may have encountered decaf espresso shots flying out of the gutter. Now, what does that clue us into? Remember how I said the process of sugarcane decaffeination actually removes a component of the coffee bean? Wouldn't that tell you that maybe extraction could be a little faster because there's not enough things to grab onto in the coffee bean? In other words, since we have removed some of the components, the solubles, the caffeine solubles specifically, of the coffee beans, wouldn't it make sense that the water kind of rushes through a little bit faster? There aren't as many solubles for the water to grab onto before it's bypassed into the cup, or, with batch brew, with espresso. Here are a few things that I do to make decaf taste a lot better. I tend to favor really large ratios. So I will push extraction by making the outweight a lot larger than usual than a regular espresso that's caffeinated. And what this does is it helps to kind of balance out the acidic pretzel-like flavors. You're developing and pushing in more of those sugars from the fats, lipids, and carbohydrates into the shot itself. So I also like to grind it finer, and that's what I did with this pour over. I'm opting to make my contact time or extraction brew period a little longer than usual to kind of help curb what might be those sharper flavors. All right, so we are ending the brew time right now, and I'm over 4 minutes. Yikes, right? That might seem like a very unconventional brew time for as small of a ratio as this, which is 18 grams to 300 out. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Ooh, I definitely get a lot of vanilla up front. There's like this Whoppers, malted Whoppers I'm getting too. The bag also says strawberry. I'm definitely getting like strawberry gummy. I am not mad at this cup at all. There's sweetness to it. I think it's really nicely balanced. There's no starchiness. It also drinks a lot like black tea, but it's a really pleasant astringency and dryness, and not one that makes me want to go drink a glass of water. Does that make sense? So I think that video cut off, which is really unfortunate because I'm just using my iPhone. Really like this cup of decaf. I think this is an exceptional decaf that people should be checking out. To recap what I did, I fined the grind up and I opted to have a longer brew time to help balance out what could be sometimes sharp flavors in decaf. It's just a natural thing. It doesn't mean anything about the roaster. That's just what happens when you remove some of the solubles and makeup of the coffee bean. If you like this video, feel free to comment, subscribe. It really helps me out when you subscribe, like this video, interact in any way, and share it to your friends and family. This is how to make a better cup of decaf coffee using a really great decaf coffee from Bassline. I hope you learned something today, and thank you so much for watching.